So I put in about 14 hours playing the single player on Ghost Recon. How is it? Is it worth picking up for the single player? Stay tuned for my Ghost Recon Wildlands First Impressions. Hey guys, it's Chris with Blind Man's Bluff Gaming. Welcome back, and I hope you're doing awesome today. If you're new to the channel, are you looking to stay up to date with the latest Ghost Recon Wildlands content? If so, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. I'll have Ghost Recon Wildlands tips and tricks videos coming out shortly. So what is Ghost Recon Wildlands like? I would describe it as a cross between Splinter Blacklist and Far Cry 3. Now I think it's a lot like Splinter Cell in that it really punishes you for not using stealth and getting detected. And it also feels a lot like Far Cry 3 in that each base you need to assess, create a plan, and take it down. Now I mentioned Far Cry 3 because if you played Far Cry 4 had co-op in it, so the stealth wasn't nearly as good in my opinion, but Far Cry 3 really had, in my opinion, really good stealth. Now at times this game can feel a little easy, but you get overconfident, push it too far, and get dead. Now for example, I was clearing out an area with marked enemies. I cleared out all the marked enemies and rushed into the last building where the boss dude I was supposed to interrogate was, and bam, I was dead. There were 3 guards in there that were completely hidden, and that was it. Now the second thing I really like about this game is that even if you scout out a location perfectly, you pick off all the stragglers, mark everyone, there's going to be times where you still have to rush in and just kill everybody super fast because you're not going to be able to pick everybody off without being undetected every time. Now number 3, the third thing I like is that it doesn't take traversing too seriously. In games like this, like I'm thinking Far Cry 2, even Far Cry 3, you get stuck in these positions where you can't traverse and you're just running for days. Well, this game is cool in that it doesn't take it too seriously. You can pretty much drive over any mountain with any vehicle. Like, I doubt the average minivan could be driving over 10-foot boulders, but in this game you can pretty much do it. Now the fourth thing I really like is that the guns feel and sound really good. Even an assault rifle with maxed out accuracy, you still need to burst fire at medium to long range. So there's, as far as I can tell so far, there's no lasers, which I hate. Number 5, I have over 14 hours in and side missions haven't become repetitive. In games like this, like Far Cry again, and other open world games, towards the medium to the end of the game, those side quests can really start to feel tedious and feel like they're a chore. So far in this game, they've stayed really fresh and really interesting. The 6th thing I really like is that, just like in Far Cry 3, stealth is forgiving. I mean, you're not in a position where you have to go stealth, otherwise you're going to get destroyed. It does get super hard if you do get detected, and I do remember it, like last night I was playing and I got detected and they just kept streaming the guys. For about 20 minutes I had like 30 corpses in front of my dude, and they just kept coming in. Finally the alarm went down and I was able to sneak out of there. Number 7, I like how if you're detected, the guys, just like I talked about, are gonna stream at you. One time I shot down over 5 helicopters before they stopped sending them. Number 8, I feel like Ubisoft really thought out each encounter and it feels relatively polished. I know we've all played open world games where it feels like they never even tested it because it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel polished. In this game it feels like they really put in the time to make each encounter interesting and fun. Number 9, I like when you die in story missions, and you know how I know that. They don't make you start all the way at the beginning, And I also like that they spawn you really close to the area where you failed at, so you're not stuck in this fail getting frustrated, fail getting frustrated loop. It is forgiving that way. Number 10, after a while you start to learn that after reconning a base and seeing like 20 enemies, that it might be a lot easier just to stealth your way in, get whatever you needed to get, and get out, instead of trying to kill everyone. Number 11, I like that you can only get revived once and then you're dead. The mission's over. Number 12, I like that the lieutenants in the open world, that you can capture them and find skill points, side missions, and rebel information. But the problem is, if you get detected, they take off, and if you're on foot, they're gone. But the cool thing is, they will respawn in that town or village later. Number 13 thing I like, in the single player, your AI teammates are actually useful, and they don't kill too much, and they're not completely worthless like in, say, Gears of War 1. In Ghost Recon Wildlands, they do a really good job of reviving you if you're down, and the sync shots are actually pretty powerful. I also really like that you don't have to wait for them to get into vehicles. They'll teleport into your vehicle. So if you're trying to poach a helicopter and you take off and nobody's in there, you don't have to wait for anybody. They all of a sudden, boom, they spawn in your helicopter, which sounds kind of unrealistic, but it makes the gameplay itself a lot more fun. I remember one mission I had where I was on this train trestle, and I had to get this box that was, I don't know, a couple 100 feet below me. Now, ideally, you're supposed to use the parachute, but I didn't have the parachute yet. So I just jumped off, and when I hit the ground, I went down but not dead. And my teammates teleported on me and revived me, and I got the box. Now, things that I don't like, but I do feel like they could fix. First of all, the vehicle controls in this game they're nuts, man. They're like really loose. Sometimes they're loose, sometimes they feel like they're okay, and then sometimes they're just wildly inconsistent. Like, if you use a helicopter, you pull in the right trigger, you ascend, you pull in the left trigger, you descend, and then if you push forward, you fly forward, and if you hold in the right trigger, you fly forward faster. Well, there's sometimes if you pull in the right trigger, you go faster, but then your helicopter like nose dives towards the ground. And there's other times I've had it where I hold in the right trigger and he doesn't go forward, he just keeps ascending, and then you release it and he just keeps ascending until I don't know, you blow up in the atmosphere or something. It's weird. Okay, now another thing I don't like, I wish they would fix, is there's like a natural dead zone in their controls. So what I mean is, I'm playing on the Elite controller and I can move my thumbstick, I don't know, like a couple centimeters. It's not like in Gears, it's set up where it's so tight that if you just twitch your thumb, you could move if you wanted to. In this game, it's got like a natural dead zone setting in it or something, which is weird because they have a dead zone in the controls that you can decrease it, but I have mine at 0 and I can still tell there's a lot of mush in there. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons that the vehicle controls are so bad. Now, the last thing maybe I'd like to see them improve, I don't know if they'll do this or not, but like in here, if you sneak up behind a dude and you press X to take him hostage, you can either use him as a meat shield or knock him out. I would rather like to be able to execute them, right? That would make a lot more sense and it would be a lot more fun. I wish it would be kind of like Farcry, where you run up to them and you could press X to take them hostage, or you could press B to snap their neck or whatever, right? But overall, how I'm going to review this or give you my impression is that, would I recommend this game to my friends, even if they're tightwads? Absolutely, I would recommend this to my friends. I think this game is a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun single player, and I think it's bananas fun if you're playing with friends with co-op, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's so much fun. But if you're just playing by yourself and you're a single player guy, I would recommend this. I don't think it's not Splinter Cell in that it's so punishing stealth wise that you got to do everything perfectly. It's also not just a run and gun, you can just kill everything, but you do need to use some stealth. You do need to assess your location and everything else. Overall, I would say go ahead, pick this up, guys. I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. If you are looking to stay up to date with the latest Ghost Recon Wildlands content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And make sure to hit that notification bell if you're interested in finding out when I go live, because I am starting the live stream. Until next time, guys, this is Chris. Have an awesome one.